Goed, ons merk die huiswerk van les 1. So, this is marking homework 1 and we're in lesson 2. Hierdie is nou les 2, maar ons merk eers huiswerk 1. So, huiswerk 1 het ek net vir jou 'n paar sommetjies gegee, daar staan dit nog. 2.2 het gevra, doen net daai som. Onthou in wiskunde sê ons gewoonlik net vir jou of vereenvoudig of los op vir x. In graad 8 was daar nou 'n paar ander goedjies, sulke klein nitty-gritty goedjies. Maar as ek vir jou sê vereenvoudig, simplify. What is there to do if I say simplify? Hier's goede wat geplus en gemin moet word. There are things here that I have to add and subtract. With all these x's and y's, we've got to distinguish whether they are like terms or unlike terms. The like terms are the ones that have the same variables. Now, first of all, if they weren't in alphabetical order, you'd make them alphabetical. As daai dalk 'n AX was, sal jy hom alfabeties geskryf het as X, alfabeties X voor Y. Dis nie 'n probleem nie. So, where are the like terms? The XY's are like. The X's are the same. Please make sure you get the sign there in as well. There's another one just with X. The sign is a plus. And then the ones that are left are the Y's and the Y's. Oops, and I missed the XY here. Do you see it? I missed that one. So that I'm sure I've got all the likes terms together. Which one goes first? In this particular one, there's not a specific way to write it because it's X's and Y's. So you can just start with the first one that says all these squiggly ones. Gaan ek saamtel. Ek gaan die min 2xy en die plus 5xy en die min 1xy bymekaar tel. Don't forget that there's a 1 in front of that xy. And it's going to give me something xy. What something? Minus 2 plus 5 is 3. Minus 1 is 2. It's plus 2 and you can put the plus there if you really want to, but you don't have to. Then we've got the x's going together, the ones with the circle. It's plus 2x and plus 5x. So it gives you, add the coefficients plus 2 and plus 5 gives you plus 7x. The y's added together, those two. Coefficients are plus 4 and, what's this? Again a 1. So it's plus 5y. Of the y's, the y stays the y, you just add the 4 and the 1. So we have an expression with 3 terms. Ons het nou uiteindelik 'n uitdrukking met 3 terme. Die gelyksoortige terme was die xy's saam met die squigglies, die y'e saam en dan die x'e wat in die sirkeltjies was. En jy tel net die koëffisiënte bymekaar, onthou dat daar 'n 1 staan as daar niks staan nie, so dit was minus 1 xy gewees. Nou is daar 3 terme as 'n antwoord. Dis jou antwoord en jy sal 3 punte kry in 'n eksamen daarvoor. That would be 3 marks worth. Next question, simplification, adding the like terms, adding the coefficients. So we've got the x squares together. Let's make it a squiggly one this time. Then we've got the ones that have x's together. Let's circle them, including the sign. And the last one I have, let's make it a double line, would be the numbers without the variables. Constants. Die wat nie veranderlik is by het nie, noem ek mos my konstantes. Daar's 2 konstantes in hierdie uitdrukking. Nou gaan ek die konstantes wat ook gelyksoortig is, bymekaar tel. So, I'm going to add. Now, if I add the squiggly ones together, they're going to give me 3 minus 4 gives me minus 1x squared. Reg? 3 trek af 4 gee minus 1. Ek moet daai minus daar skryf. Die 1 kan ek los, maar dis fyn. Dan gaan ek die x'e bymekaar tel. Dit gaan vir my ietsiekie x gee, naamlik plus 3 en minus 1. Plus 3 en minus 1 gee vir my plus 2. Plus 3 and minus 1 gives me 2x. Then I've got 6 plus 7 gives me plus 13. And it's crucial that every term has a sign. This one has to have the minus there in the front. But otherwise, if it was a plus, you didn't need to put the plus there. Question 2.4, adding the like terms. There's lots of A's and B's here, but they're not all like terms. The like terms are the ones with the same variables exactly. Almal van hierdie is 'n klomp A's en B's, maar alles is nie gelyksoortige terme. Die gelyksoortige terme het presies dieselfde veranderlik is. So die terme met 'n A, B in was daai squiggly een, die ene langsom en die ene langsom. Those three next to each other were all like terms because they all have variables A, B, A, B, A, B. Then there's one that has an A, and that's it. Then there's one that has a 7B. You just double check on 2.4 if I wrote it down correctly. I thought maybe I didn't. That should have been a minus a B. It's not to say that it didn't, but I knew that it was. So the A ones are those two. Remember I circled the sign as well. Sien nie dat ek die veranderlike en die teken van die koëffisiënt ook omsirkel. En dan die laaste enetjie is daar al twee wat die B's in het. The ones that have the same variables B. So there are three types of terms here. And these ones with A, B, I'm going to add by adding the coefficients. Die almal wat die veranderlike A, B het, gaan 'n sekere hoeveelheid A, B gee. So met ander woorde is 2 plus 1 is 3, trek af 5 gee dan vir my minus 2. Remember the minus must be there. So 2 plus 1 is 3, minus 5 is negative 2. 2 plus 1 is 3, trek af 5 is minus 2. Minus 2 wat se goeders? Nog steeds A, B. As ek die A's by mekaar wil tel, dan is dit plus 6 en min 8. Die koëffisiënte tel jy by mekaar. 6 minus 8 is minus 2. Wat se goed? Nog steeds A. 6 minus 8 is 2, still A. The like terms. The last two like terms is the one with the variables B, die gelyksoortige terme met veranderlike B, so dit gaan ietsiekie B wees. En dis plus 7 minus 1 wat plus 6 is. Jy kan nie net 6 skryf nie, jy moet sê plus 6. So 7 minus 1 gives me 6. You can't just write 6, you have to write the plus. So therefore, my answer has a 3-term expression. There are 3 terms in the final answer. This one just looks crazy with all the ABCs in it, but you've got to look careful. Which of them are like terms? Watter van hulle is dan nou die gelyksoortig is? Want jy moet nou mooi kyk waar sit daai kwadrate, want is ABC everywhere. But the variables don't all have squares. The C has the square here. This is also ABC, but B has the square. A has the square. Oops. So let's see, where is this one's like term partner? Is there one? ABC square, ABC square, A square, BC square, right? Including the negative. So I can add them together. Then the ones with the B square maybe first, the squiggly one. So it's plus 3AB square C. AB square C. Do you see it's the same? AB square C, AB square C. Squiggly ones are like. The last two is the A square BC. A square BC. And it might even have been shuffled around. As hierdie een dalk nou nog C A kwadraat B was, skryf dit net eers alfabeties, dan kan jy mooier sien. If you write it alphabetically, maybe it was C, A square B or whatever. If you write it alphabetically, you can see which ones are like. So then if I have to add them, A square B and A square BC are the like terms. So now, how many A, B, C squares, the ones with the circles, are there? So it's 3 minus 20, which is minus 17. 3 minus 20, wat minus 17 is. Kom ons kyk na die squigglies. Dit is plus 3 en min 2, wat plus 1. Wat so goeders? A, B kwadraat, C is. It's still going to be AB square C, but it's 3 minus 2, which gives you plus 1. For the last one, the ones with the double lines, it's going to be minus 3 and minus 30 gives me minus 33 of those same A square B C's. And you cannot add them, although they look like they want to look the same, they're not the same because of the squares. So again, this 6-term originally is now a 3-term answer. Then I want to get to writing answers in ascending and descending form. So if you write a question like this, let's do another example so that you can carry on and do these like terms. If your answer is written like 7x minus 7x squared plus x to the third minus 4x to the fifth plus 7, there's nothing to add. Hierdie ding is ongelyksoortig almal van hulle. Daar's 'n x tot die 1, x tot die 2, x tot die 3, x tot die 5 en daar is nie eers een nou nie. If you want to write this better, the question will always be write it in either ascending order or descending order. Jy gaan hom stygend of dalende magte van x hê. Ascending powers of x or descending powers of x. And in normal maths, the later you go on with maths, you'll know why, because you're going to start working with those values. It's good to write them in descending or ascending order. So you've got to listen to what the question says in your textbook. If I said it must be in ascending, dit moet in stygende volgorde wees. Magte van x. Powers of x. Then what would be the lowest power of x? Power of x is 1. You can even write the 1 in there. 2, 3, 5. What is the power of x? No ma'am, there is no x. Nee, juffrou, daar is nie eers 'n x nie, so wat is nou sy mag? Mag 1, 2, 3, 5. Maar hier is eintlik 'n mag van x. There is no x, so what is the power of that x? Not standing there, is actually 0. Remember when you were doing powers of 0, and you said that that answer would always be 1? So can't I, if I want to, because I can, put the x there as a power 0? Is that true? I have to have a purpose. Yes, I do. I want you to see. That is still going to be 1. Daar gaan ons nou nog steeds 1 wees. Hoekom wil jy vir jou dit daar sit? Dat jy kan sien, maar kyk na die magte van x. Daar is met ander woorde nie eers 'n x nie, so wat sy mag. As daar nie 1 is nie, wat sy mag. If there isn't even an x, what's the power of x? It's actually 0. So that the lowest one is the one that doesn't have an x. So that would be 7, starting off with 7, because actually the exponent of x, which there isn't, is 0, because that's going to become 1 and still stay 7 times 1, which is 7. So as jy wil, kan jy daar vir jouself 'n nulletjie ingesit het, x tot die 0, dat jy kan sien. Die kleinste ene, want jy wil hom nou laat styg. So dis eintlik x tot die 0. First one is x to the 0. Then the second one, after I've done that one, would be x to the 1. So 7x to the 1. But now there has to be a plus in between. Remember, there is a plus there. It wasn't necessary there, but now it's necessary. As jy om tweede gaan skryf, moet jy mos die plus daarby sit. En dan kom die 2, 3 en die 5. Is nou toevallig dat hulle toe nou daar baie mooi bymekaar gesit het. That it becomes, if I rewrite it, including the negative to there, including the plus, including the negative. So now look at the exponents. Exponents 0, 1, 2, 3, 5. Sien jy die eksponente is? 0, x tot die 0, 1, 2, 3, 5. Sien jy, dit is stygend. Kon ek nou net so wel gevra het vir dalend. Could I have asked you for descending powers of x? So then you would have started with that one, including the minus, and went this way to write it in descending powers. Has any mathematics taken place here? Het ek enige wiskunde hier gedoen, opgetel, afgetrek? Nee, ek kon nie, want het is ongelyksoortig. I couldn't add because it was unlike. All I could do was write it in ascending or descending, depending on the teacher's question. So now in the homework, you are going to do things like this. You're also going to add, and then when the question ends, I'm going to ask you to write it in descending or ascending powers of x. Goed, en laaste voorbeeld vir jou huiswerk, one last example for the homework, because the homework is on exercise 6.4. Still number 3.4 I'm going to do as homework as an example, and you're going to do 3.1, 2, 3, and 5, and you're going to do it exactly as this example. So first of all, simplify. Simplify by adding the like terms. There's lots of x's and y's here, so you've got to be very careful what you're going to be adding. There's the x3y, 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 x3y. Eventually I find it here. Do you see that it's the same one? Like terms. And if there are no like terms, that one will stay all on its own. That's it. You can't add anything to it. Is there another x square, y square? Let's make it squiggly. X square, y square. Squiggly. Do you see it being the same? Then we've got x to the power 4. Is there a partner for that? Yes, x to the 4, x to the 4. And now I'm running out of things to do, so I'm going to make a longer one for the y to the power 3. Do you see the y to the power 3 being similar to that one? Just be careful. Maybe a highlight pen would be a good idea in your book to make the one pink, the ones that are the same, purple, the ones that are the same, blue, the ones that are the same. Whatever you do, make sure you get the like terms together. So if I add the x to the power 3's together, what do you add? It's still going to be x to the 3y, but how much? 4 minus 4, oopsie, is 0. Yes, you can write 0, but eventually you've got to tell me, listen ma'am, I know that that is 0. So whether you just immediately write 0 or even nothing, it means nothing, right? Then we've got minus 4x square y square and plus 5x square y square. So how many x square y squares are there? Jy moet mos nou min 4 en plus 5 by mekaar tel. En min 4 en plus 5 is plus 1. Moet daai 1 daar staan? Jy hoef nie. You don't have to put the 1 there, but it can be there if you want it. Dan gaan ek by die x tot die mag 4's uitkom. Ietsie x tot die mag 4, ietsie x tot die mag 4. How do you add the x to the power 4 terms together? You add the coefficients. Jy tel die koëffisiënte op. Die getal voor die veranderlike is min 5. Die getal voor die veranderlike, die koëffisiënt is min 15. Min 5 en min 15 is min 20. When you add minus 5 and minus 15, you get minus 20. The last one was the long loops, was plus 1. And minus 10, that gives me minus 9 of the same. The y to the power 3. Now the question does also ask that it must be in descending order. Die vraag vra, doen nie verantwoord, so dit was vir vandag se huishoud perfek. Daar moet nou net 0 wees. Dan moet jy nog aangaan en dit in dalende magte van x gaan skryf. Dalende magte van x, descending order of x. Now what's the highest order of x here? Here's x to the 3, x to the 2, x to the 4, x to the nothing. So the highest order of 4 would be that one. So if I want it, now remember I'm going to make this 0, right? So it's gone. It's going to be negative 20x to the 4. Don't forget the negative belongs to that term, it must come with it. As jy daai term eers wil skryf, want dit is sy hoogste ene, onthou hulle vra vir dalend. Dalend beteken dit moet van hoog na laag gaan. Descending is from the highest to the lowest. So the highest one would be x to the 4, then x to the 2. Now whether I write the 1 or don't write the 1, both times I'm right. And then the one that doesn't have an x in it, because that power of x is 0. Power of x is 4 to 0. Do you see it going lower, lower, lower? And then they also asked me in question number 4, they asked me to give the degree. So I want you to do this as well. Tell me, what is the degree of this expression? Wat is die graad van hierdie uitdrukking? Vraag nommer 4, na vraag nommer 3 vra, gaan terug en sê vir my by almal van hulle, wat is die graad van hierdie uitdrukking? So die graad van die uitdrukking is the degree of this expression is the highest exponent, which is 4. So the degree of this expression is 4. Reg. So vir jou huiswerk gaan jy presies dieselfde doen. There's only 4 questions, nice and easy and simple. It's a smaller lesson. You've got to still add the like terms, but then write them in descending order of x and tell me what is the degree for that expression.